Hey guys, welcome back to World of Warships. Today we're taking a look at the Bismarck 41, one of my favorite ships in the entire game. It is so unique to have manual secondaries. That means you get to fire these secondary guns. It's a lot of fun. We've seen this only really on the heavy German cruiser line, and I probably don't need to explain why being a battleship with this gimmick is a lot more powerful than a cruiser. It comes down to armor and survivability. Bismarck already has a great hull. Combining that with even an engine boost here makes for a very powerful ship. And best of all, the reason we're taking a look at it today is you can get this ship completely for free right now. In the second half of 2026, Holiday Convoy is going on, and this ship is available for 60,000 tokens. If you want a little more information on that event, I already made a whole detailed guide about it, but I think it's safe to say 60,000 tokens, pretty easy to obtain. It's like 2 days a week of playing 5 battles, which you can do in co-op for the next 6 months, and you can get yourself a Bismarck 41 completely for free. It's a chill grind. It's a pretty chill grind. I absolutely love this event. And they saved, I think, one of the best ships of this event as the cheapest one to obtain. I think that is absolutely amazing. There are plenty of great options, of course, but Bismarck 41 is extremely special and well worth grinding towards if you at all like brawling. So what's different than the regular Bismarck? Bit of a downside to start off with is no hydro, so if we're reliant on that hydro to avoid torpedoes, which I can be from time to time, it is going to be a bit of a pain point. However, we are quite a bit more maneuverable thanks to this engine boost. You actually do get a full 15% engine boost here. It makes Bismarck pretty quick, as well as having much better maneuverability. Of course, the main gimmick though, just looking at it, it's these secondaries, being able to manually fire them. On paper, it does not look that amazing since they have nerfed the base secondary DPM compared to Bismarck. Seems like a fair trade, right? Bismarck auto-controlled secondaries get 28,000 hitting DPM at 10 kilometers. Respectable. Bismarck 41 is only at 21,000, so cutting it by quite a lot. However, what is not shown is that with the manual secondaries, when you're using them, when you're in control, they get a massive reload buff, so the DPM is actually even higher. And you get to control where they go. That is the most important thing. Secondaries, for example, do not fire at submarines when they're at periscope depth. They also are typically fired at the center water line of an enemy ship. So at closer ranges, it means it hits the belt. We're not going to pen the belt very often with these secondaries. We want to hit into superstructure. So more DPM when we're in manual mode, and we get to aim. We get to damage this submarine where our main guns would do some, but having HE, lot more powerful than just our regular armor piercing. This ship also has more accurate main guns, and I have chosen this particular time to bring that up because of that salvo. We're still a secondary build on a battleship, brother. This is not a particularly engaging experience from the main gun perspective. They can still do pretty decent damage, but don't rely on them. They are 2.0 Sigma battleship dispersion. Regular Bismarck is only 1.8 Sigma. We do have the cost of a longer reload time though. So regular Bismarck having that nice 26-second reload is very nice. We have a 33-second reload on basically the same guns with slightly better Sigma. So when we get trolled, like we have been, it is not going to do the best. That's okay though, because this ship, again, is all about these secondaries. Bismarck hull is relatively tanky. I'm a bit of a hater of the German superstructure. I find the superstructure gets farmed down rather quickly, so no matter how good the armor is on the deck armor, the turtleback, all of that, which, let's be honest, it is very, very good armor, people know to shoot the superstructure, which is rather large in comparison to the vast majority of battleships at your tier. So even though it on paper has better armor, I find it gets farmed down a little quicker. However, with this engine boost, we can avoid a lot of that fire that is aimed for our superstructure, which I really like. I find this ship so much more fun, so much more interesting to play than the regular Bismarck. If you enjoy regular Bismarck, I think you're just gonna have a blast with this one. It's just a better version, in my opinion. Amazing into its own tier in particular. Up tiers, it can handle okay. We gotta be a little more cautious with it then. But I want you to also notice the secondary range here. That's one of the special features of this ship. Normally at tier 8, we are getting 11.5 kilometer secondaries at the most. Maybe with Iparanga F key, you get a little more. Here we're getting out to 13.5 kilometers of range. That's more than what you would get on Preußen, which is the tier 10 of the regular German line. Schlieffen as well, 12.5. So 13.5 down at tier 8 feels dirty. It feels crazy. You're outranging pretty much everyone's secondaries, and we're able to aim them. So anytime there is a fire on an enemy ship, I'm not aiming for that point. I want to aim for a different point of the enemy ship, trying to get multiple fires. That is so interesting to me. I really enjoy that I can have so much more control over my results here with these secondaries. It's a lot more to look after, of course. You're going to notice me perhaps missing out on some DPM with the main guns, but that's to service these secondaries. It is well worth using them. They rack up so much damage so quickly. Notice, though, it's not going to fire off both sides of your ship. This is something that is a slight downside of using manual secondary mode where you're in control. The other side isn't going to fire, even if there is an enemy ship within range. That's something where leaving it on automated mode can be okay. And I would say you would want to do that with the cruiser line, because they do not get improved DPM when you're in manual mode. That's the different part here about Bismarck 41 compared to the main line. If you've played the German Prince Adalbert line, it's the extra DPM. It means this ship pumps out a ton of damage, but you need to be manually aiming these secondaries at all times. Otherwise, the secondaries are really not very good. The DPM is quite low, and the accuracy, it's not great either. It's that standard German battleship accuracy, which is fine. It's a little bit improved over base. If we're looking at 10 kilometers, standard battleship secondaries would be 600 meter dispersion at 10 kilometers. You get 465. That's okay. But consider that ships like Massachusetts and Schlieffen Line, Zieten, they get 360 meter dispersion. Those are the accurate ones. So we're in that awkward little middle ground section. That's where, again, we need to be manually controlling these, aiming up a little bit higher so less of those shells dump into the water. Right, when we're aiming the shells higher, standard secondaries are aiming waterline. So if we're drawing a dispersion ellipse, half those shells are really landing in the water in front of an enemy ship. So we can get more DPM if we're in control. And I like that. Personally, I like that this ship is not very strong in the secondary brawling department if we're not manually controlling the secondaries. I love it. And even to fight against it in a weird way, it's a very, very, very powerful ship at tier 8. It is very difficult to deal with a Bismarck 41, tier 8 v tier 8. But playing against it, I kind of enjoy it a little bit more because the enemy player has to aim these secondaries. So all the speed juking tech, all of my ability to dodge incoming fire, I can use against these secondaries, especially if I'm in like a gunboat destroyer. I think that is really, really interesting. It still dumps out so much DPM that I can't stay in that line of fire forever, but for a small period of time, I can manage it. And I think that is awesome. More player control is just better, in my opinion. So yeah, I really, really do like this ship a lot. And I love that it is back for a free option to grind out in the next 6 months. I think that is so cool. Originally, this ship was released for like 130, 150 US dollars. Ridiculous price. It is so expensive. The event's in the first half of 2026. Such a breath of fresh air here to get to finally make it to the second half. We're doing a repeat of 2025, guys. Tell me if you've heard this story before. Crazy Admiral bundles, gambling events for the first half of the year. And then the second half, suddenly there's an event that runs for the full second half of the year with a ton of doubloons and free ships to earn. It's weird. I don't understand why they are so seemingly greedy first half and then so generous the second half. A little more mellow consistency throughout the year would be nice. Less of the extremes, but I'll take it, man. I'll take it. This is a very, very nice way to end the year. And Bismarck 41, man. Oh, I'm just so excited to play it again for you guys today. Let me tell you, man, as a content creator for this game, I'm very, very lucky to be able to do what I do, man. It's harder to get excited about content when I know the vast majority of players that are going to be watching my videos are just completely priced out. 200 US dollar plus events. It's interesting to take a look at the ships, but man, it's so hard to get interested in it when we have such crazy price tags. So, man, it's so nice. It's so nice for me to be able to play such a cool ship and know that everybody could grind this one. Even if you're a relatively new player, you could easily grind this out by the end of the year. I'm so happy about that. The manual secondaries are really fun as it allows us to deal with multiple targets at once. People that pop up on our flank, a little surprise, right? Destroyers, that kind of thing. We're able to react to it much, much quicker. Turtleback doing its job here as I massively misplay, showing so much broadside to the Colorado. Guns not performing at their best, unfortunately there. However, secondaries can also make up for a lot of that damage. And here, really focus on how I'm aiming. Not right now, but look, notice his bow is unsaturated. Look at the damage numbers we're going to be getting there. Normal secondaries would just be aiming center mass, waterline, and shattering. Oh, the bow is now saturated. Let's check out the stern section that's unsaturated as we take another massive hit. Again, misplaying massively on my positioning here. But notice the damage we're getting here out of the secondaries. Aiming your secondaries is crazy powerful. It is absolutely incredible. Into battleships at close range, it just guarantees so much more damage. And into destroyers also, I find it is so much easier to deal damage with these secondaries compared to the automated ones. Because automated secondaries tend to underlead destroyers a little bit. Not entirely, but a little bit. It tends to hit towards the stern section of destroyers, and that's where they're quite thin, right? The stern, where the rudder and everything is. It's a very small section of the DD, often having a larger bow portion. So we want to aim those secondaries there. We are quite low now, but we're still going to keep on pushing here, and we're actually going to be able to out-duel this Bismarck, though, of course, we do have some team help here. Getting in a lot of damage early on because our secondaries way outranges. Our heal does come back up off cooldown, which is very nice. Should mention that Turtleback is quite useful for when you do get caught broadside. Notice how we didn't die. Like, we took a lot of damage to that Colorado, but we didn't die. That is why it's so nice to have the German Turtleback, is you're not taking citadels. In situations like that, if I was in a Massachusetts or even a Zeton, like on the Schlieffen line, you're vulnerable to taking citadels and just going down there. Where with the main line, Bismarck 41, you're not taking citadels there. It's still a lot of damage, but you're at least not eating those citadels. But man, what a cool ship. A little overpowered, let's be honest here. This is a very, very powerful ship. I'll get into some live games here where we talk about positioning, as that is the most difficult part when using a secondary close-range battleship. Positioning is everything in this game, and to get the most out of this ship, it's going to be a little challenging, especially into those up tiers. But the way I'm typically playing a match is I'm waiting to see if it's a flank I can push by pushing up to an island, getting close to a cap, playing around my teammates, but not full sending. Bismarck 41, like the main line, does not have a fast cooldown on the heal or the damage control, so it can get burst down. So we got to be a little bit careful in the early game, and that's what you're going to see here. Or you're going to see me engine boost off spawn and instantly push into the Thunderdome cap here. I was not expecting to get this matchmaker, okay? Straight up, tier 9, no sub, no carrier. They don't really have that powerful torp boat on the enemy team either. So we're full sending, okay? Bismarck 41 loves this kind of matchmaker, and we're going to try and take advantage of this. Oh, we have a customer, a wandering light cruiser here. I have been having to select manual. Oh my goodness, and we're getting the Citadel right away. The manual secondaries, because we're taking that skill on the commander. If you are used to playing with the cruiser line, Prince Adalbert line, you'll know that the secondaries are just as accurate as they're going to be when we start firing. But with battleships, we have to farm up a little bit of our accuracy thanks to the manual secondaries commander skill. In this case, I think he has torped at us, given that he has been looking our way and not really. Oh my goodness. And there is a destroyer. Hello. We can even do some manual secondary blind firing. It's kind of cringe. I know. But we can do it. Delaware gets a shot. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. Yumahari under lead, no, he might get us in the stern. Yeah, a little bit. Not too bad. Not too bad. And we're still hitting the Delaware over there. Oh my goodness. This ship is crazy. It is so much fun, guys. It is so much fun. We're in a bit of trouble here, though. as enemy team is going to be farming us. So let's get up to this island here. The enemy Kranzler? I think that is the crazy premium version of our ship. That one was like the loot box one that was even more expensive initially. He wants us, though. He wants us. He's trying to get in, but I think our team will stop him, which is pretty cool. We got to get behind this big island, and that'll stop the enemy team from being able to hit us. Make sure we angle to this Bismarck. Our guns are around. At least some of them. Oh my goodness, the accuracy is so bad. I think he's going to go down quick enough that we will be able to use our damage control here. Excellent. Excellent. And now we're on the Umahari, or Adatara, rather. Wrong name, wrong name. Umahari's on the other side of the map. Come on, get yourself together. He's going to die to those torps, yeah? Yes, sir. Wow. Good team, good team. I guess we did manage to push a flank where the enemy team wasn't as strong. We added our DPM, which spawned middle. Looks like they sent most of their middle guys this way. Oh, hey, there's Adatara. I think he's going to go down, yeah? Could always just send a shot or two his way. We'll use our next heal, and we'll turn around. Full send it at the other side. I have changed up a little bit. I think in the recording there, initial recording, I was using Superintendent. I don't know if we're getting to all of our heals. Depends on the game. Depends on the game. But having Conceal is kind of nice. Notice how we get, not stealth secondaries, because as soon as you fire your secondaries, your detection blooms out to that range. But we get into range to use the secondaries a lot quicker, which is very nice. Boise has a pretty large citadel, if I'm remembering right. So 2.0 Sigma, don't fail me now. Please. Doesn't look amazing. Still got one. Still got one. I will take it. I will take it. Azuma could farm us down, though also at the same time, Azuma, very broadside, and has a vulnerable citadel as well. We'll be looking to secondary, the Delaware. Yes. Stay broadside for me, please. Thank you. Thank you. Auto secondaries on Groningen. We'll swap to manual. And I'm going to turn in here, because I want to put this island between myself and the Azuma. Because, yeah, we'll get the overbends. The Delaware might turn our way. We shall see. But Groningen wants to farm us, so it's fine. Get an island between ourselves and all of them, and we're good to go. We'll get farmed here a little bit. Fire prevention, very important. Yep, there's quite a bit of damage. That's all right. Go back to main guns. Unfortunately, the spotting goes away. That's all right. Shores pushes out. That's fine. Not the most damage into this one, but a huge amount of impact by full sending. We've really pushed them back. I will say manual secondaries often, or auto secondaries, don't shoot over islands very much. So having the manual mode is really nice for that. Really, really nice. Kind of forces a lot more damage out of them. I was noticing that a lot when I was playing the Almirante Irizar from this recent update. Broadside Azuma. That looks like pretty flat dispersion. Come on. Yeah, the double Sid. Love to see it. We'll control the manual secondaries again because more damage, more DPM. But yeah, with Irizar, I was finding that with a light cruiser, I was trying to use the secondaries over islands because as a light cruiser, you can't sit and face tank, right? Like not like a battleship can, like we are here. And the secondaries just wouldn't shoot over islands very much. Understandable, I suppose, but limited their functionality. Whereas here, I mean, we just get to send the secondaries over the island at this Delaware. I am notably using IFHE, so the larger secondary caliber, the 150s here, will pen this Delaware. That ship notably has like 38 millimeters of armor everywhere on its superstructure. Very difficult ship to deal with. All right, he's pushing forward. That's fine. I'm hoping there's not more torps here. I think we're okay. And we're undetected here. Our secondary bloom does not get us lit unless there's someone within our secondary range. Now, we are out of heals, unfortunately, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. Push up to the next island chain. Bizarski, very, very, very broadside here. Groningen getting in a fight with our Kitakazi. I think that'll be his downfall. It's all right. Delaware getting one last gasp of planes out. I don't think we get the finishers there. That's fine. Main guns often have a tough time keeping up with all the swapping targets. So again, very nice to have these secondaries. It's so fun, man. Can I fire over this? Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Nice. Actually, a decent hit there into the Umahari cross map. 2.0 Sigma battleship guns. Battleship dispersion. Not bad. Not bad, man. Surprisingly not bad. Slowed down there. Nice. Azuma shoots, so he gets spotted. Get our main guns going for him. At least the fronts. Gotta be a little careful here. They're gonna want to take us out. Want to clean up this as best we can. Not the most amazing damage there out of the main guns, but that's, I guess, what we expect. Oh, broadside to Chios. Ah, not bad. Wow, my secondary accuracy. Are we not getting manual secondary buff here? I guess not. Let's go bow. And then secondaries on the next guy, because the main guns should take him out, right? No, they don't. That's crazy. Angle in to Pizarski here. All right, that takes him out. Good. No, the game's over. Okay, we got 146 though. I was saying not great damage, but that's pretty good. Maybe even 150 with the last burst of secondaries. It's a fun boat, man. It's such a fun boat. 2 close quarters experts. Yep. Yep. Very nice. An extra heal might have helped us out there, but I think we maximized it to where it was better off to have the concealment to push in a little bit easier. Usually that's what I find. I'm trying to time my push. In this case, it was just off spawn because of the matchmaker, but other times, yeah, we're going to need to wait. Perhaps it'll be a game more like this one. I insta-queued into such a small little match here, unfortunately. I thought the player count would be up considering the new event, but Wargaming's matchmaker strikes again. I'd rather wait just a little longer and get better games, but that's okay. Maybe small games are good. Obviously, these ships, brawlers, secondary ships, that kind of thing, perform extremely well when we have smaller maps, smaller games, ranked modes, that kind of thing. So maybe we can make that work here. A little awkward to be pushing in on this flank. It's kind of where the carrier's at. Don't know where the destroyer is. Also quite a challenge, potentially. Yeah, the carrier's likely going to be on us, and the AA, notably, is terrible on this ship. It is really, really bad. So we're going to get smashed kind of for free. Nothing you can do about it. 11k. Yep, fair and balanced, fair and balanced. The new AA system, by the way, I haven't played enough with it to really know yet, but sure feels like a nerf to the AA. Kind of speculated on that in like when I was looking at the dev blogs. And yeah, it's kind of what it turns out to be, unfortunately. 16k! Very nice. It's a good hit. Again, we're not expecting the world out of our main guns, considering the secondaries here, the main event, but hey, we'll take it. Lepanto backing off. That's fine. Looks like it is going to be the Jaeger in front of us, which is tough. Hopefully our Jaeger can spot him. Nice. He's over here. Good to know. Charging the A. Oh, yes. There we go. Make sure we select him for manual secondaries. And now we help on this fight. We have to win this fight. Gotta win it. Lepanto's gone. Nice, nice. Where are those torps looking? The other side. So he's not torping us right now. Always want to keep aware of that when we are doing this. Shoot the main guns as well. Let's not just get tunnel vision secondaries. The main guns can do good damage, even if we're AP loaded right now. There's a fire, so he's going to stay lit. And we got him! Just like that. It's a lot more damage, man. It's so much more damage kind of guaranteed in when we're manually controlling these secondaries. Hopefully we don't take as much to the carrier this time. That would be quite sad. Don't have my buff farmed up yet. It's been kind of on us a lot, and I still don't have it up. There it is. But I can't use it. Very strange. Very, very, very strange. Another 9k and a fire, guys. That is tough, man. Doesn't feel very balanced, unfortunately. I could rant and talk about carriers all the time. I try my best not to because it is such a futile exercise. But considering they have touched it recently, I would say they have rather failed, is my first impressions here of the AA system. Seems like a rather bad failure of trying to fix this interaction. Feels like nothing really has changed as far as the carrier gets his drop through and there's nothing I can do about it. I wish it was more like the missile system in the World of Warships Legends custom mode that they have on right now. I had a lot of fun with that one because if I played well, I could shoot down the missiles. It was excellent. Hey, nice. We'll take the Citadel there. It was really nice. It felt like there was a lot more in my control as a player getting fired upon by the missiles, right? The missiles didn't spot for themselves like planes can. There's all sorts of balancing decisions that are problematic when it comes to planes in this game. And I think I'll leave it at that. I don't really want to talk too much more about that, considering this is a Bismarck 41 video. Let's go try and brawl an incomparable, I guess. Extra armor, gonna help a lot against that guy. He overmatches 32. Which, things like Massachusetts upper belt would be a problem. Bow, stern. We got a little more armor here, which is really nice. We can't get him lit, though, unfortunately. We won't want to push into a crossfire between the incomp and the GK, notably. Our engine boost will get up soon. Oh! Buff! 0! 289! I shot one down. I got a Citadel, though. Got a Citadel. Oh, look at that dispersion. Wow! You're not getting that every time. Oh, no sit, though. He goes down anyway. Nice. All right, engine boost is up. Let's head back more towards the cap instead of into their spawn. Submarine is going to be an issue, more than likely. Broadside Vladdy, though. That's juicy. We'll try there. And then we'll swap to the secondaries because he's in range, but as is the GK. It'd be really nice. Oh, no Citadels. It'd be really nice to take this GK out first, I think. Because we are kind of pushing into a crossfire here. Got to be aware of that. Secondary's not landing quite so much just yet. GK guns can hurt if we're broadside enough. Looks like he didn't quite lead enough. Nice. Not too bad, not too bad. I've been trying in my German battleships to show a little too much broadside, actually. Incentivizing the enemy to not hit our superstructure. And that has been working a bit. It's a bit playing with fire, though, because broadside upper belt pens hurt a lot. There we go. There's Lucian's. Nice. Lucian's very, very, very good on this ship. But yeah, sometimes you eat a big salvo anyway. We'll go on this side now. But straightforward, we are not getting the secondaries. Gotta watch out for the submarine. It hasn't been spotted for a little while. So, gotta be careful here. Ah, hello. Probably just gonna go straight away like that. Yeah, nice. Got the heal up. Again, pushing into a crossfire. Not the smartest idea, but it's the end of the game. Gotta try, right? Nice, we got a decent hit there into the submarine. I'm trying to push aggressively so that I don't have to deal with his torps at close range, or at longer ranges. Close range, he's gonna do minimal damage. GK is behind the island now, so we can feel free to angle to this Vladdy. Ideally, we take him out before we pop out around this next corner for the GK. Main guns are almost up, so let's fire about there. I don't think I'm gonna get it in time. Yeah, here we go. Let's slow down. Maybe that jukes it. Oh, I think we die. Didn't quite manage to take out the Vladdy in time. That's okay. We got 142 out of an up tier with the carrier on us. Not bad. It's a small game, though, so I don't like these games in videos as much because they're not really representative of random battles, which I think most of you are playing. So Unfortunate. Matchmaker is struggling a little bit today, but Bismarck 41's looking good. Hey, another one. Yeah, we're doing well. We're doing well. For a small game, up tier, a lot of damage coming in from those secondaries, eh? Here we go. Finally, I have to play a little passive instead of just full sending it. Obviously, Bismarck does great into a full send sort of matchmaker. We recognize that, and we capitalized. However, we have a lot of destroyers, and we spawn on the sub flank. Unlucky. We could have RNG'd our way over here and had a fun little push, but in this case, we're gonna have to play quite passive, at least to start with, until we know where that sub is going, pushing the flank, that kind of thing. So we don't want to give up the flank, notably. Giving this all up means that we get kind of pigeonholed into this corner of the map. Do not want to do that. So little awkward, would much rather be pushing in through some islands. In here in particular is really nice, but we're not gonna be able to do that. So we're going to try to play the open water flank. I do not expect this to go as well at the start, but double Zeton here means that there is some potential that they will push and we can actually get some interesting matches. But given that we're spotted here, we know a DD is close or the sub. In this case, it is the Cossack and as well as the sub. Interesting. Okay. They're right on top of one another. I'm very, very happy that we got that spotted out already. We know what destroyer is here. Our Benson is still alive, fortunately. We got decent damage already into that submarine, who is still spotted, though going underwater. I'm very broadside here, but that's because I'm trying to get this flank going. We're going to take some hits. That's fine. Let's make use of the manual secondaries into the Cossack here. And now we're done. That's okay. We have a friendly Bismarck 41 here, which is very good. I think he's still pushing that sub. I think he might be. So let's put that down. No, he turned around. Fair enough. Fair enough. We don't see the torps yet, so there is no need to panic and use our damage control. But you need to be kiting if you want to deal with submarine torpedoes. You cannot be pushing. Otherwise, you're in for a very, very bad time. Speaking of, I think I'm a little late here. Engine boost, save me! Bit of an ill-advised broadside turn onto the sub-torps, but I think the engine boost was just enough. All right, Cossack up again. Is he going to stop? No, he's going to accelerate. That's fine. We'll try to get a little chip damage. Okay, he's stopping. Very important, that fight. However, I think our destroyer is going to go down here. So that's a bit of a problem. Zeton aggressively pushed. Pushing aggressive is very, very strong in this game when you can actually get the destroyer. If you can't, though, it's going to be very rough. Our Benson was dark, and he decided to open up in front of a Zeton. That is not what I would suggest is the best play, if you're wondering. I think it'd be a lot better if he were to stay undetected and torp and spot for us, that kind of thing. Hopefully he doesn't go down. I'm going to try to push out here aggressively to maybe distract the Zeton and also just purely try to take him out with our secondaries here. He's still on 9k HP, so I think he will be able to survive. Zeton here does not have the best secondary angles. The other one is very broadside, so I'm going to go after him with my main guns. Secondaries on the Zeton. See how I'm playing back, though? They fortunately... Nice, we get the big Citadel hit. That's huge. Not guaranteed at all in this ship, but very nice. We played further back, and we're still getting access to our secondaries. The extra range helps. Also helps that double Zeton pushed in, okay? We're not always going to get that, but oftentimes this is going to be a better play with your Bismarck 41 is to play a lot more passive to start with in games, especially into the full up tiers. Our secondary kiting angles are really nice, but the main guns are not. Got to give a lot of broadside here. My main guns are loaded, but I'm not going to shoot at him yet because he is going more broadside. Right, we can pressure with the secondaries and then wait for the right opportunity with the main guns. Given our longer reload, I think that is a good option. Missouri might get a broadside hit into us. He has been trying some pot shots. Cossack pushing our submarine. That's fine. We are going to try to push the cap now. I think it'd be cool to also get back and fight against these guys here. Our tier 9s that spawned over here have now kited over to this flank. And as a result, notice how we're kind of pigeonholed into this corner now. This is why you don't want to leave your flank, guys, especially when you're the top tier. You massively, massively impact the game that way in a very negative way. I think that was a brief spot on the submarines, so we're going to send those out. Missouri pushing back in, perhaps. We're angled, so that means superstructure hits could happen. Yeah, 10k. That is how it goes. That was a good ASW to use. Excellent. So we're going to try to push up to this, using this island to block a lot of shots from the middle and go after this Missouri. I think the secondaries will be long enough range that we will get access to that relatively quickly, actually. It's such a massive deal going from 12.5 up to 13.6. It's crazy because he's basically in range already. Look at that. Look at that. Look how far away we are. Wild. We really desperately need to clear our flank here from these subs. We'll try to get the fires going. But yeah, trying to deal with this is going to be very difficult, as getting caught in a corner like this is really, really, really bad. What's our Los Andes doing? He's quite low. Azaccio goes down. Oh boy. All right, we got Luchin's buff though. That's good. I'm a little too broadside on to the Missouri. Let's use our main guns. Superstructure hits can still do good. Swap back over right away. Aegir Mogami starting to get an angle on us. The submarine is too far away. Oh boy. Prop mod save me. Engine boost save me. Nice, actually. Actually did. It was here. Very, very low Kitakazi. Nice. Manual secondaries, guys. Little cringe, admittedly, little cringe, but the manual secondary blind fire is very, very powerful. Yeah, they've got the angle now. Okay, triple fire, we will damage con. All right, can we go dark? That is the question. I don't think we can. Can't reach that. But we can manual secondary you. Nice. He goes down. Back onto Missouri here. Again, we're trying to cut angle to Mogami, to Aegir, that kind of thing. Gotta isolate fights. Main guns are nowhere close to being turned. Let's get our manual secondaries back. Got a close game on our hands here, guys, even though we are in a pretty bad spot. Bismarck 41, the other one is holding our other flank. That's really cool. Aegir's coming around. I'd love to finish off this Missouri before the Aegir gets here. That'd be really, really good. Not getting a lot of fires because I am running IFHE, by the way. I do think it is worthwhile. We haven't got a single fire, actually, in this entire game, which is hilarious. RNG not favoring there. There we go. Complain into get the fire. I knew it. If you're ever wondering why we complain when we play this video game, those of us who have played a long time, we know. We know how RNG works. All right. Aegir, very broadside. Let's not reverse out onto the Jean Bart. 11k, very nice. Yeah, take a little bit. Again, trying to isolate fights. I see Valpa trying to push up. Missouri's on us. I think our prop mod plus engine boost helps. I really want to take this guy out before taking the Valp fight. I think we get him. Our guns up? Nice, they are. Huge. Oh, that's good dispersion. Come on, die. Oh, we don't get it, though. Unfortunate. We got a fire, though, on someone. It was not the Missouri. Come on, kill him. Nice. We get him. Huge. Okay, we need to avoid the salvos here coming from Jean Bart, for example. We are going to be brawling a Valpa at close range, though. That is scary. Cossack was on his way back to the cap. That will be a challenge and a half, as is Kitakazi pushing there. 7k? 8k nearly? I'll take it. Mogami firing from there. Got to be careful of that. Would love to go after this Kitakazi. Okay, Jean Bart is pushing. Let's use our heal. All right, Aegir. Cossack or Valpa is in the cap right now. Could be Valpa right here. All right, time to cringe. With our boy. We need this dead. Can't have a DD on our flank. Okay, it's not Valpa. It is the Cossacks. We know where both DDs are. It's really important. Our Yugamo is going in. Okay, I need to go like this, and then maybe we can use our secondaries on something else. Are they going to over push and expose themselves so much so that we can bring this back? I don't know. There he is. This is why we locked our guns. Have to help on this fight. Got one only. And our Yugamo got spotted. How did you get spotted, my man? Did you shoot? Oh, that's really, really, really bad. Okay, we lose. But I think we played rather well. We did what we could. Our team collapsed in on our side of the map. We tried to hold our flank, but into these sorts of matches, not a whole lot you're gonna do, unfortunately. I want to see if I can surprise maybe the Valpa here. No, it's Jean Bart. Hey, there you are. Can we lock on, please? Thank you. Wow. No Citadel is a big old surprise. That is really, really bad. Okay. Okay. 208, though. Actually, more. Got quite a bit of damage there at the end. So you're not going to be taking on tier 9s and hard winning the game when your team full collapses like that. Blowout's pretty common these days. And yeah, we nearly doubled second place in base XP, guys. What do you want from me, okay? We tried. We tried. Bismarck 41, though, is a very, 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 very good ship, all right? Don't let that defeat dissuade you, okay? This is a very, very, very powerful ship. Here's the build that I've been running with. I have run Superintendent, or Emergency Repair Expert. Used to be called Superintendent. I mix that up all the time, but the extra heal. Sometimes I'll run extra heal here to get a point back, but I think given that Bismarck 41 is a tier 8, often dealing with those up tiers into tier 10, even tier 9, it's really nice to have the extra conceal. 12.9 pretty much guarantees you get into secondary range, given that the secondary range is greater in the manual mode than our concealment. And fire prevention is just necessary for when you're brawling. Are we really getting to the 5th heal a lot of the time? I don't know, man. I don't know. Even on Massachusetts, sometimes it feels a little suspect. And that one's got a 40-second cooldown on the heal. This is an 80-second. That's why. That's why I'm not taking extra heal. I think it's more valuable to take the conceal to get into better positions before getting into going into secondaries. And I think fire prevention is just a must. Of course, the extra secondary range, dispersion, all that, absolutely a must. This ship is great, though. Absolutely incredible event here from Wargaming with Holiday Convoy. Having especially Bismarck 41 here for 60,000 tokens. Very, very chill grind over the next 6 months to get that. Love it. Absolutely love it. Amazing event and amazing ship. Let me know what you think in the comments below about Bismarck 41. We'll cover a lot of the other ones in the following days, don't you worry. But had to start with the Bismarck 41. This is the most exciting one for me as it is the cheapest and it is very, very unique. A lot of fun if you're interested in these brawling battleships. Thank you very much for watching and have a great rest of your day.